Good afternoon. We are here to hold our semi-annual Public Safety Sales Tax Oversight Committee meeting and to review the expenditures for fiscal year 2022 and also look at the fiscal year 2023 budget. I will just start off by going over the packet information on pages 2 through 4 is simply an overview of what happened for all of the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2022. And if you could see, then we had $4,869,000 of revenue for that year. And our total expenditures were about $1.7 million. Of the total $1.7 million of expenditures, $1,127,673 was spent on fire EMT expenditures and police salaries and benefits. So you can see that this year we started using more of our allocation for salaries and benefits. And then we spent $24,276 on training for candidates to get them qualified to fill those positions. Then we spent $584,918.11 on public safety equipment, ambulance remounts, fire prevention, truck equipment, and 2 patrol cars. At the end of the year, there was $3.1 million left in that fund. That's what we're starting off the year. But $757,591 of that $3 million is actually encumbered for a new fire engine and equipment for that fire engine. We actually ordered those in fiscal year 22, but we won't pay for it until they are actually delivered. And we're not expecting those to be delivered until fiscal year 2023. And then the police department has encumbered $22,500 for license plate readers, $3,800 for patrol vehicle laptop computers, $1,500 for network switches and wireless access, and $139,100 for patrol cars that were budgeted and ordered in fiscal year 2022, but none of that is expected to be delivered until this current fiscal year. And so the police department will actually have a carry forward balance after we take out those encumbered expenses of $2.2 million. And I don't know if you guys have any questions about any of the expenditures in fiscal year 2022, or the revenues. And if you do, I would be happy to answer any of your questions. And I can't actually see if anyone is asking a question, so just unmute yourself and speak up. Okay, if we're ready to go on page 5, that page 5 is simply just the last 6 months of the fiscal year. And then all of the pages that follow from pages 6 through 39 or 6 through page 40, those are all of the backup documents to tie to the numbers for those final 6 months. The first 6 months of the year were included in the last agenda packet that we reviewed during our last meeting. And so we only include the last 6 months for our second meeting of the year, our final meeting of the year. I don't know if any of you guys have any questions about page 5, the last 6 months, or any of the detailed documents. And you might not, because we've been sending it out each month. So you guys don't have to look at everything all at once and kind of be overwhelmed. But maybe somebody has a question. So if you have one, I would be happy to answer it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go on. If you go all the way to page 41 and 42, this is the anticipated budget for our current fiscal year 2023. We have it broken into 3 columns: a column for fire, a column for police, and then a column that has the total of both of those together. So you can see that we're anticipating that the public safety sales tax is going to generate a little over $3 million this year, $1.5 million for fire and $1.5 million for police. This is more and has increased almost a little bit because of inflation, but really most of this budgeted increase is due to the impact of Chewy locating in our community. They are anticipated and expected to generate $80 million of taxable sales in the city from their location in the city, and those sales are going to be going to a location within the state of Missouri. If something is shipped out of our warehouse and it goes to a location in a different state, we don't get sales tax revenues from that sale. Instead, those communities get use tax, but we will get sales tax for any sale that is delivered to a location in Missouri. And the impact of that is about $200,000 for fire and $200,000 for police. So,
Sheila,
yes.
this is Martha. I don't have page 41 or 42 in my packet.
We actually added those when we didn't have a quorum for the last meeting. There was a new packet that, did you send it out, Andrea, or how did they get that?
Yes, on the link for the Zoom meeting, I sent a link to the agenda packet. So it's also on the website.
So
Okay, so I just need to go back to that last email you sent and print 41 and 2.
It's the same link as the link prior. I just re-uploaded the document.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. We didn't have it included in the last packet, and then us being able to postpone the last meeting, I think that is a really, really good information to put in this packet. So we kind of added it. We got to redo.
Okay, I'll just print them.
Yeah. And so I do want to point out the fire wages and benefits above the base from 2019 is anticipated to be $1.3 million. And the police also is anticipating to have $1.3 million of wages and benefits above their 2019 base. We are planning to spend $20,000 on firefighter medic training and $30,000 on sending personnel to the police academy. And then the balance of everything is equipment for our first responders. So for fire, they're getting still the carryover for the equipment for the new engine, fitness equipment, thermal imaging cameras, defibrillator mounting system, hydraulic extrication rescue tools, a tanker, a brush truck, ambulance remounts, a shift commander vehicle. And then the police department is getting a lot of computer equipment, those license plate readers, Stephanie, you included the carryover items in these numbers of the budget, right? Just want to make sure that I'm clear about that.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
So
good.
like the license plate readers are 22.5. That was part of the carryover.
Okay, perfect.
All right, I'm gonna interrupt for a second. Andrea, Mark says he can't get in. He's been waiting and it hasn't popped up.
Thank you. I'll take a look.
And then, let's see, the police department is also getting, ballistic shields, SWAT rapid deployment gas masks, riot shields and helmet. The
Sheila, I think you went on.
I am so sorry. I went on mute, didn't I? So, let's see. So I was just talking about what the police department is, what equipment the police department is getting. So we have a lot of computer equipment, then a license plate readers, more computer equipment, SWAT rapid deployment gas masks, ballistic shields, riot shields and helmets, a computer program, uniform load bearing vests, forensic mapping, a forensic drying cabinet, utility vehicle, enclosed tandem axle trailer, speed trailers with message boards, detective vehicles, a special operating personnel van, SWAT rescue vehicle, and patrol vehicles. So that the public safety sales tax is generating a lot of funds for much needed supplies for our firefighters and for our police officers. Does anyone have any questions about any of the documents that we went over? If not, I'm going to hand it over to you guys, the committee, to kind of talk about the report that you will do for the public and also any other business that you guys need to discuss.
I think everything looks in order. As you said earlier, we get all this information monthly for all of the expenditures. We don't see the revenues until we get this report. But everything looks in order. The budget looks in order for next year. I have no questions. Everything looks like it's prepared in order and ready to go to the public.
Does anybody want to volunteer to write the report this time? Last time Jane helped me and it wasn't too time consuming or terrible, and I'd be happy to share what we put together.
I'll be happy to work with you, Allison. We can set up a time to get together to do it.
Great, thank you.
Has the new monthly formatting or monthly report format helped? Is it better? Is there something you want different?
I personally like getting the monthly reports. I kind of review them every month. So it did, it did help when then the whole thing comes out. You're not, trying to figure that out.
It can become
Yeah,
pretty
I agree. I think
overwhelming.
it makes this process a lot easier. Once we come to the meeting, you've already looked it over and it's a lot simpler.
Do we want to talk about when we should schedule our next meeting?
It's in October, I know that, towards the end of October.
I will be gone for 2 weeks in October, from the 8th through the 23rd. So like if we're still going for Wednesdays, the 5th or the 26th would be best for me.
Well, probably the 26th, because they have to have time to prepare everything through the end of September. So I would suggest October 26th.
That sounds good.
And I'm just
Did
wondering,
we
do you
do
guys
it?
want to continue doing Zoom, or would you like to meet in person if everything is like as it is now, pandemic wise?
I'm
In
okay
person would
with
be
meeting.
awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say meeting in person is
Yeah.
okay.
I'm good
2
with
o'clock
either
won't
one.
work. That's, 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when the kids are getting out of school, and that's not gonna work for me, though.
Yeah, and just jumping in for all of us who are still, working office hours, that's gonna be pretty hard to do. Just having at least maybe a hybrid option.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be at 2 o'clock. I don't know where the 2 o'clock came in. I can meet anytime. Is everybody flexible on the time if we do it earlier than 2 o'clock?
I'm
Or
okay.
even
with
in the
that.
evening?
Probably. Or in the evening, yeah.
I'm available anytime.
I'm available 9:30 a.m. to about 3.
I'm always pretty open, but Sheila, if we're still talking about that same Thursday, I've got in my calendar that the NPR conference is that week.
Is it on October 26th?
Yes.
Well, that's just a Wednesday. We've been doing it on Wednesdays. I mean, I'm flexible other days of the week.
No, we have a city council meeting on October 25th. And I believe we might have a park board meeting on the 24th.
Looks like the 25th and 26th is the loggers conference as well, if that makes any difference.
What about the week of the 16th?
That would be good.
Didn't Jane say she was out of town that week?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I am out of town that week, but if you guys have quorum, then that would be okay too. I don't. And if it's Zoom, I'm not gonna guarantee, but I could maybe pop in depending on what we're doing.
And we could always look at maybe the first week of November as well. Maybe we could would it be too much trouble to kind of do a poll of everybody for like best times throughout some dates, and we'll do it via email and kind of collect responses so that people have time to actually look at their calendars, and we can make sure we know all of the city meetings that would already be scheduled also.
That sounds like
That
a
makes
great
sense.
idea.
And does anyone have and we'll ask if you have a morning preference or an evening preference as well at that time. So,
Okay.
okay.
Sounds
I
good.
have a question. In the past, after the report has been written, I believe the committee reconvened to look at the report before it was made public. Do you wish to do that again, or do you wish to just look at it on email?
I think email is okay.
Yeah, I don't know why we'd have to meet again. Yeah.
Just make sure everybody responds.
Yeah, agreed. Email's fine.
Okay, then once I receive the report from those who are writing it. I'll make sure to get it out to everyone and watch back for your comments. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.